Coming up next, On the Spot. Take one down, pass it around. It's GameSpot's first ever beverage review for the new Final Fantasy XII Potion. Of course, we'll also be taking a closer look at Final Fantasy XII the game, as well as Dreamfall, The Longest Journey, Auto Assault, and The Legend of Staffy 4. Plus, we'll peek at some of the early entries for GameSpot's E3 Undercover contest, which could get you into the big show. Drink responsibly. We're live and on the spot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to On the Spot. I'm Rich Gallup. Jeff Gerstmann, hello.
Hey, Rich.
It is amazing how just seeing the name Will Savage can totally just brighten up your entire afternoon.
It lights up a room.
It just does. He just turns the world on with a smile, Will Savage.
Totally.
We have a great show for you today.
I call it the Will Savage effect.
It's the Will Savage effect, totally.
The show, I mean.
Yeah.
Today's show.
Oh, today's show, the Will Savage effect.
We changed the name
while
you were out.
Yes, later on you will be seeing a brief glimpse of Will Savage as we take a peek at some of the entrants to GameSpot's E3 Undercover competition where paid subscribers can get a chance to go with us to E3.
Yeah, they'll be at E3, we'll be at E3.
Can I make them get us sandwiches?
They'll totally get us. Will Savage might get us sandwiches.
Ooh.
I know.
We'll see.
And he'll actually get to, and whoever wins, he or she will get to play a whole bunch of games,
Yeah, run around E3, be a star of their own documentary or something. Follow them around with cameras and make sure they don't steal stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
And also today we're playing a whole bunch of cool games. Like we do.
Really?
Like we do.
All right, cool.
Final Fantasy XII.
Oh.
Final Fantasy XII. Brad brought it by like it came in the mail. We made him come on the show and play it. It was a little disjointed, a minute.
Like
but
the
now,
first 5 minutes of the game.
Exactly.
Not that exciting?
No,
Who
not that
guessed?
exciting. But Carrie Gooskos is here, and she has played the game in depth, and she's going to explain all kinds of stuff.
All right.
It's going to be great.
Cool.
And also, Ryan Davis, what else is going on during today's show?
We are also going to be showing off The Legend of Staffy 4 for the DS, which I guess, Jeff, you played the last one. You said it was awesome.
Yeah. I played the Starfish games. They were on GBA before that. Great little platformers, a little starfish dude. It's awesome.
Excellent. We're also going to be, obviously, as we said, showing off a little bit more in-depth Final Fantasy XII demo. Greg Kasavin's going to come and show off Dreamfall, The Longest Journey, which, by all accounts, has an awesome story. So I'm excited to see more of that. But first up, we have a new trailer for Half-Life Aftermath Episode 1. It's coming out in June. I believe it's going to be at E3. And so here's a little taste of things to come.
We found him.
Alex, where are you?
Stalkers. I hope to God they can't remember what they were. Look out!
Alex is well out of harm's way by now.
I'm gonna cut this short. We may have been spotted. Don't worry.
And that is Half-Life 2 Episode 1, formerly known as Half-Life 2 Aftermath. I think Aftermath was a much cooler name.
Are they not calling it Aftermath anymore?
No, it's Episode 1.
Oh, my bad.
Well, implying that there may be more episodes after Episode 1.
You think people would have learned that Episode 1 didn't work for Phantom
More
Menace?
like Episode 3, but
maybe.
who's counting?
Anyways, welcome to the set, Greg.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited at the chance to play more of Dreamfall and try to understand the game's totally crazy, really cool story. I'm going to start off by showing what this game is not about, because I feel like, when people see a game, they're going to expect to see just a lot of like jumping and stabbing stuff or something like that. So I'm going to show you some stabbing stuff.
You're going to do a little bit of that?
Yeah, this is one of the game's 3 primary playable characters. He is named Kian, and he is an apostle who is basically sort of a religious zealot who gets to come in and take care of business.
Awesome.
So this game really isn't about action. It is about storytelling, and the story is amazing and well worth the price of admission alone if you're into that sort of thing. But a lot of what you do in this game, is talk to characters, observe the environment, and kind of, walk up to things and check out what's going on, get a feel for it. But since the dialogue is so well done, since the characters are so well developed and everything, it's more enjoyable than it sounds. But I'm going to run around the corner here, and this guy's going to try to jack me, and he's going to fail miserably.
And this is not what the game is about.
This is not. Yeah, this is one of the rare combat sequences in the game. As you can, it's kind of basic sword fighting stuff like that here. So it's kind of got these trappings. It looks kind of like a little action RPG here or something like that, but we're not going to bother with that.
No, let's not.
Let's cut to some really cool story stuff.
While you do that, quick basics. This is a sequel to The Longest Journey, which came out back in 2000.
It actually even dates back to 1999 or
so.
Okay. It came out in Europe before it came out in North America, but it was just so well received by fans of adventure gaming that it became an international hit.
Cool.
The game was characterized by having just really amazing dialogue, a great story, a great main character named April Ryan, who is on screen here. She is not so much the main character of this game, but she, of course, still plays a central part. So I'm in this real crazy kind of underwater book library here, and this is just an example of some of the cool character interactions that happen as soon as I'll just skip this part. Yeah.
So the game, it is a lot of storytelling. There are a lot of conversations.
It's not rarely a challenging game. It's very much an interactive story, and it makes you realize that games don't have to be about just fast action and so on. They can do a lot of different things, and when they really try to tell a story in an interactive way, they can be very successful at that.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go. This is a pretty funny character named Crow, who fans of The Longest Journey may remember. By the way, I'm not really spoiling much for you here. I deliberately brought up a sequence that's taken out of the context of kind of the main plot.
Great. Speaking of spoilers, can I throw a question your way here?
Sure.
Harun Hayder from Cambridge, UK wants to know, are there any spoilers for the first game in the series? Like, will playing Dreamfall corrupt The Longest Journey?
I would say if you've... before I get to that, as you can see here, the game lets you interact with the dialogue a little bit. So rather than be like a Metal Gear Solid type of thing where you're like forced to listen to these really long-winded conversations that might be good, here you actually get to participate in them to a certain extent. So I'm going to apologize to my buddy Crow here. In answer to that question, I would say that if you've never played The Longest Journey, it would be great to play Dreamfall first and then go back to playing The Longest Journey after that. It's a testament to how good this story is that it ropes you right in regardless of how much experience you have with the series, and you'll be left with a lot of questions at the end no matter what. If you've seen my review, you know that one of the problems I did have with the game is that the ending does leave a whole lot to the imagination, let's just say, more than I ideally would have liked. But with that said, the story was just, practically a week later, I'm still just kind of, shaking my head about it, trying to figure out all the little pieces. So I love this part right here. Look at this. The Crow just gives her a nice hug. It's a beautiful little moment, I swear. It's awesome.
So the game, in your review, you said the game will take you about 10 hours to play.
Yeah, it's not that
How much
long.
of it is taking in a story like this, and how much of it is interacting with the game
You know
itself?
what? Sometimes it's almost entirely story. A lot of games, you'll get like a 10 or 15 hour game where it's maybe got like an hour or two of story all padded out with gameplay, which might be really repetitive. In this game, there really is no padding apart from just a little bit of running back and forth, just kind of basic backtracking type stuff. It's all just story build up. It keeps escalating into something that's just really, really epic and will make you hope, cross your fingers very tightly that there's going to be a third and apparently final chapter of this series. The developers have said that they do want this to be a series, but they've also said that the fate of a third installment is entirely hanging in the balance depending on how well this game does.
Cool. We're going to be giving away 3 copies of the game later on. Maybe that'll help a little bit. But right now, obviously, we love getting questions from you, the viewers. Ryan Davis, more questions, please.
Keith Live from Lanaskia, Ireland, asks the very divisive, is it better than the first one?
Well, as you can see from the ratings, I guess I would say no. It's a shorter game. It's a less challenging game. If you're looking for an adventure game with a lot of tough puzzles and stuff, you're not going to find it in this. And but my answer to that is, the one time I got really stuck in this game, I actually found myself really frustrated because I just wanted to see what was going to happen next in the story. So in a way, I'm really glad that this game isn't very hard for the most part because I just kept going and going. I just wanted to see who I was going to talk to next and all that kind of stuff.
If you're going to compare this to one other game, the one that's popping into my mind just watching you play this these few minutes, is it Indigo Prophecy? Is that the closest game?
There have been comparisons with Indigo Prophecy just because that's another recent high-profile adventure game, but no, I wouldn't compare it to that.
Cool.
What I would compare it to is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, but imagine that game without any of the role-playing trappings, just purely done as a story.
So there are murderous robots in this game? Is that what
you know what?
Don't give it away.
There aren't. Yeah. Hey, there's a talking crow
that hugs.
Who's funny.
Ryan Davis, one last question, please.
Nathan Rohr from Calgary wants to know why this game warrants an M rating. What is it about this game that gives it that M for mature?
It warrants an M rating because of some fairly kind of. It's got profanity in it. It's got some very, very well done swearing, I would say. Swearing is used very poignantly and yet kind of very liberally not liberally, the opposite, just kind of conservatively in this game. Here's the main character, Zoe Castillo. She's kind of she's a pretty normal, kind of 20-year-old young woman. She's not foul-mouthed, but when certain situations come up that are pretty difficult to handle, she will start swearing because that's what we all do when the going gets tough. Here's actually a gameplay portion. I have to wait for this there's a guard dog there, and it's become sort of deaf to this train roaring in the background, so I have to sneak by only when the train is coming. So it's really quite easy, but it's also pretty clever and makes sense in the context of the game. So this is an example of the kind of stuff that you actually have to do in this game in between talking to a bunch of really cool characters. And now the dog is going to jack me, but I got the axe.
No, the axe.
I'm going to get the hell out of here.
So I'll ask one last question,
Yeah.
Greg. It came out. The game is available now for both the Xbox and the PC.
Yep.
Do you have a preference?
Basically, the PC version, if you have a high-end PC with a good graphics card, is capable of looking a lot better. But the Xbox version is great too, and the game does play better with a gamepad than kind of with the default mouse and keyboard controls. So I would say, if this is your type of game, if you're into games that tell a really good story, then you really can't go wrong either way. The Xbox version is a very safe bet.
Cool. Well, thank you very much,
Yeah,
Greg.
thank you.
Appreciate it. There's a full review on the site, of course.
Video review,
gameplay, movies, all that stuff. Right now, though, let's toss it right on over to Carrie and Ryan Davis, who are standing by with Final Fantasy XII. What's going on, y'all?
I think you just said it. We're standing over here with Final Fantasy XII, Rich.
Oh my goodness!
We've been playing this like mad since it came out in Japan, and we're still rocking away on the Japanese version. Carrie, what are you going to show us today?
I'm going to show you a little bit of what Brad didn't manage to show you last time.
Way to go, Brad.
It's not his fault, but
it was like Rich said, that was the day we got it.
Yeah, it was literally like the day we got it, and he had maybe an hour or two to play through. What I'm going to show right now is an element of the combat system that's going to make it a little more unique, a little more interesting than what we saw in the beginning. So, for people familiar with Final Fantasy, or even those not, the Final Fantasy games traditionally have this sort of separate battle system where it kind of puts you separately into the fight, and it's turn-based, and so it's a very specific formula that has happened for most of the Final Fantasy games. This game switches it up, sort of borrowing elements from Final Fantasy XI. They actually have this, so the entire thing is played with sort of the camera and the third person behind, and you sort of control the camera, and all your battles are going to take place in real time. So what that does is it sort of changes the way you play the game, and we sort of showed before a little bit of the fighting. I'm going to go ahead and just get into a fight right now. So this is a guy, And this is the Japanese version, so I'm just going to sort of breeze through the menus a little bit. But
So you've got a party of 4 here, and it's happening in real time. How are you controlling these 4 characters?
I'm actually only controlling the main guy right now, who's considered to be the leader. Now that is Vaughn, he's sort of the main character of this game. But at any point, I can just come in here and I can switch between these 3 characters. The 4th guy I can't actually get into because he's what the game's calling a guest character, you see right there.
So you're just tagging along.
He's tagging along, so I can't mess with him too much, but I can control a lot of what everyone's doing here. So the one thing that we're sort of talking about is sort of adding the interesting dynamic to this game is the gambit system, and this is what the gambit system is. Basically, it's a set of rules. It's like AI rules. So you will go into the game right here and set up some like simple rules. Like for example, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set it so that whenever anyone's health is below 50%, which is what that says, I'm going to have over here.
In Japanese.
In Japanese is what it says,
Make
yeah.
that clear. You're not going insane at home, people.
I'm going to have this guy cast Cure. That's the Cure spell. So that's a rule, and that's actually the first rule. The Gambit rules happen in order. So
Gambit, that is such a great name.
it's a great name. So picture him throwing cards at the. So yeah. So basically, what that does is it means I don't have to worry too much about health. I mean, you still want to keep an eye on everyone's MP and stuff. I mean, and make sure that the person who's supposed to be casting a health spell has enough magic to cast the health spell. But for the most part, once you set up the AI rules and figure out what you're doing, you can sort of chill a little bit.
So there's a lot going on here, but you're not like constantly madly mashing on buttons or anything.
No, not at all. In fact, I think before the Gambit comes into play, the game is a little bit. I was definitely a little disappointed when I first started playing through because the Gambit system wasn't in yet. And so I was just kind of sitting here and I wasn't doing very much. I'm actually like not controlling anything right now at all. I'm just sort of letting the battle play out. But that's kind of because I have these AI rules set up already. But so it's nice because the Gambit system not only does things like Cure, but for example, I'm going to go back in here. This is the attack section right here. So what I have right now, these 3 correspond to basically this is whatever the leader is attacking. This one is whatever is standing right in front of the character, and this is whatever is attacking the leader. So I can set the rule for this guy that he's going to attack a certain, any
whatever enemy.
Whatever enemy like I want him to attack as a rule. The interesting thing is that, for example, that is the name of my main character, Vaughn, and that is the button for attack, so I can also have him start attacking my main character.
Mix it up!
So now your support character has the AI command to attack your leader.
Yes.
But also has the AI command to heal any character in your party that has a health below 50%.
Right, so let me
That's
see
really
what's-
conflicted.
Let me see. I mean, it's interesting because you can really sort of change the way the game is played. Obviously, I don't want to have it always happen where he's attacking me, and see if he's going to start doing it. Maybe he's not paying attention.
Now, I've got
just
a
hit
ton
me.
of questions here from our viewers.
Sure.
All viewers can obviously ask questions in the form on the screen in front of you. But the big one that everyone's asking, Kevin in Aurora, Ohio included, is how does this, I mean, is it better? Is it worse? How does this compare to like the classic standard turn-based Final Fantasy battle system? Is everyone going to pitch a fit? What is your feeling on this personally as a Final Fantasy fan so far?
Okay, I'm a big mark for Final Fantasy. I definitely would say right off the bat I was really confused and upset and disturbed. The more I play through, the more I'm really getting into it. One of the cool things about these Gambits is that they're not all available from the start. So you have to find them in dungeons and you have to buy them in stores. And that combined with the game's license grid, which I believe Brad showed that earlier. This license grid, which you have to, kind of works like the sphere grid, where you unlock certain abilities and spells. So for example, my character only started with a couple of these, and right here, this is the one for Cure. And so I realized right off the bat I needed Cure because I was using my potions, I was burning through them.
Right.
So I had to unlock the spell for Cure, and then I had to go buy it. So there's this whole dynamic with that combined with the license grid, combined with the Gambit system. It's actually quite complex, but it's complex in a way that's different from any other Final Fantasy. So am I going to give you kind of a cheap answer and say...
Good but different?
Good but different. Definitely the more I play through, the more I'm really enjoying it. I will say when I first started playing, I was really worried.
Now,
I was like,
one of the big things that this changes for Final Fantasy is summons. James Conner from Milford, Connecticut wants to know how summoning works in this new system.
I actually haven't unlocked any summons yet, and I actually went to go find out when I can get my first summon, and it's like around level 30.
30.
So summoning doesn't seem to be a big part of at least the early sections of the game. It doesn't seem to be like a big thing going on.
So we haven't actually seen any summons yet, so that's
no women in ice.
Yes.
No,
yeah.
and actually,
Man, no ice
yeah, I think the
ladies.
summon monsters are all, I believe they're new. There's a lot of new ones in there, so we might not see our women knights. I'm not sure.
Does it play the the victory fanfare music after?
Only
battles?
after. I only heard that once after a sort of big fight, like a scripted boss fight, and then right at the end there was this kind of the camera pulls out and it's like dun 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 dun, and it was like really like long and drawn out, and I was like, oh, there it is, like kind of looking for you, dude.
Finally,
But, because it's a lot of it is recognition. Like with Final Fantasy games, you really want to like even though the characters are new, there's an element of like wanting to recognize things. Like always, like when you find Sid, who's like always in there somewhere, like you're looking for him, and so there's some things you always want to find out. So it's very interesting that this is so different. It does have the same world as Tactics, so that's something kind of familiar for most people. And also for people who've been playing Final Fantasy XI, I feel like this game is a nice sort of step up from that because it's sort of borrowing a lot of elements from 11, it seems.
Ryan Davis, one last question.
No.
No.
No? Yeah, not going to happen?
Everyone is really asking about summons. They really want to know what's up with that. That is the huge question. They want to know, I guess, just about the look of the game. How do we feel about that?
The environments I've run into so far are a little disappointing. I like this. I don't think this looks particularly awesome. There was a kind of cool looking environment in the demo that came out with Dragon Quest, the sort of beach scene or whatever. That looked kind of cool. But most of the stuff I've been in so far have either been sort of like city environments or kind of like drab underground areas.
But you are at the very beginning of the game still, correct?
No, I'm about 8 hours in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it just looks a lot like the sort of the beginning area, right? Kind of looks like the same
that's what I thought.
It looks kind of like a getting up RPG or something. I don't know.
Tag that wall.
God, I hope not.
Now, Carrie, you seem to be some kind of master at knowing all the Japanese in this game. How did you do that?
Okay, well, for the record, I can read a little bit of Japanese, and I do I know what's going on. But I sort of cheated a little bit. And we have a master Japanese translator who not only helps with this game, like me just playing through this game, but sort of the reason I'm playing through this game right now is that we have a feature going up this weekend called Know Your Imports, and it's a very, very beginning guide to playing import games. And so Takeshi, who is our awesome new expert Japanese, came by and helped me out with just some of the menus and stuff, and put together a little video. So check out the site this weekend for the feature Know Your Imports, and it will have just some really basic stuff. If you're already in importing games, you probably won't find too much useful. But for people who have never imported before and maybe want to, it's some like sort of basic guides, just getting through games, like getting through the menus. I do a little bit of a demo with Final Fantasy, sort of explaining how to get through the menus.
Great.
Excellent.
Was that so long-winded?
Whatever, you got it.
Well, but it allows for good segue, because speaking of importing...
Oh, yeah, it's hot on this set, man.
Oh, my God, you're actually going to open it?
Don't do
Hell
it.
yeah.
Oh, no, don't do it.
She's going to drink, so for our viewers at home, this is the Final Fantasy XII Potion that just came out in Japan.
Don't do it.
Oh, she's going to
Don't
drink it.
do it.
She's going to not
Give it
drink
away.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we had to put this through its paces. We had to do a little taste test. So I went around and rounded up some people, rounded up some potions, and we did just that. So check it out.
Thanks, Future Me. We're here with the Final Fantasy XII Potion from Suntory. Suntory is a pretty famous beverage company in Japan. They put out a lot of different stuff. Everything just, beers, soft drinks. This is an energy drink. And it's been out for a little while now. When they first announced it, we had some pretty clear expectations about what we wanted from a Final Fantasy XII Potion. Like this.
I've had it. This writer's block is killing me.
Killing you? Try Potion.
Ow! Paper cut!
Paper cut? Try Potion.
Oh, better!
Gee, Brad, I'm awfully glad there aren't any boss battles around here.
Yeah, that really would suck.
Oh, no! Oh, my God! Ah!
Try Potion.
Wait a minute. This isn't for defense.
Oh, golly!
Instead, here's what we really got. As you can see from the potion, it looks a lot like a clean toilet kind of color. There's definitely 2,000 flushes in every bottle. Now, Tim Tracy, you're a master chef yourself. You have to taste a lot of different stuff, so this is going to be no big deal, right?
Yeah, easy. Piece of cake. Wow.
How many hit points are you down right now?
I'm about 1,000, give or take, so I could really use a big swig of this.
I don't know what to make of it. It's kind of like medicine, but a little lighter of a flavor.
There's like 5 or 6 things going on in there.
Describe the flavor.
Flowers.
None of them are very good.
Something spicy.
Tastes like turtles.
Ooh, the aftertaste isn't great.
Is it curing what ails you? Do you feel stronger?
No, I don't feel particularly stronger, but I have this great urge to wash my mouth out with water.
I'm like crying. It's like hurting me. This is actually hurting and not healing me.
Then that's a effective potion for dirty mouth, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is very much like a potion and not so much like a Phoenix Down. You know what I'm saying? Like Phoenix Down, I feel like is poo. You know, so I'm waiting for that one.
So you're saying this is hella creeper?
Yeah, totally.
Of course, there's one last test that every energy drink or potion needs to pass. Take it away, third me. So there you have it, Final Fantasy XII Potion from Suntory. It's not going to heal your paper cuts. It's not going to give you any HP back, but it will taste pretty crappy. We give it a 6.8. Take it away, future me.
Thanks, me of the past. All right. So there you have it, Final Fantasy XII Potion.
I didn't actually get in on any of this. So
Yeah,
I'm
one
gonna drink
last
some
live taste test.
Final Fantasy XII Potion live.
Yeah. Oh, you're a braver man than I, sir.
Yeah, not pleasant.
It's not that bad. I'm actually gonna drink it.
You're going to drink the rest of it?
It's hot here too.
I drank like 2 of them, no energy boost at all.
Oh,
really? It's not like Hyphy. It's not like Hyphy or Red Bull or any of the real energy drinks out there.
But it does have that same like rancid smell. So if anyone's drinking it near my desk, I have to make him ask him to walk away.
Exactly.
Just like Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Foul stuff. We'd like to thank everyone for participating in that taste test. And now you know that's the stuff that our brave editors will do for you, the viewers.
Guinea pigs, totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're going to import one, get the premium one and don't open it, basically.
That's the way to go?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Shall we play some Auto Assault?
Let's totally play
and
some
by
Auto
we,
Assault.
I mean you.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right,
sweet.
we can do that too. I mean, I have this keyboard. So.
You do. You might as well fire it up. Now,
Yeah.
this doesn't look like a game where you're driving around in a future car.
Well, this is Town, and Town is you running around as this guy with Tron lights on his back.
Awesome.
And if I walk out here, then we will get into the car. So this is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Correct.
In the same vein as World of Warcraft and City of Heroes, that sort of stuff. So we're gonna leave the zone here and head out to where the cars are.
I was about to say, except this one has cars, Jeff.
Right.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yeah.
You don't have to save up for some stupid mount in this game. You start out with a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
With wheels and everything.
Yeah, it's got wheels and all that stuff. So it's you're kind of Mad Max-y, kind of post-apocalyptic future thing. You've got a car with a front-mounted weapon like a chain gun, a turret that can rotate all around, and then later on you can get a rear weapon like mines or an oil slick or something like that. And basically it takes that kind of concept and then wraps all the standard massively multiplayer online role-playing game stuff around it. So there's systems for you to make stuff, there's quests for you to go on, you can group up with other players, though one of the particular problems with this game is that finding other players is pretty difficult. There aren't really a lot of people playing this game.
How long has it been out for?
It's been out for over a week now.
Okay.
So it's definitely, it's like they have 4 servers up, and each one of the servers, I've never seen the indicator higher than low as far as population goes. So it doesn't necessarily seem to be like a ton of people playing. So we're out here on Highway 80, the hydroelectric zone here, and
you're not on a highway.
Well, they call all the zones highways,
okay.
As far as I can tell. So basically, this works differently than your standard massively multiplayer role-playing game, in that there's a little bit more action. You see these little arcs that are kind of coming out of my car here?
Yeah.
Those are the tack arc, and you can lock onto enemies to lock your turret arc onto them, but your front weapon has just a very limited arc, so you want to be facing your opponent. That's kind of different from other role-playing games in that you just kind of hit attack and then watch it happen. So there's a little bit more skill involved maybe in kind of keeping guys in front of you and doing that sort of
Who
stuff.
are the guys you are fighting?
There's a variety of different enemies in the game. This is the...
A building, for example?
Yeah, this building. So you actually, you blow up buildings to get fiberglass and other materials that you can use to build stuff.
Cool.
But there are different gangs out there, but in addition to that, there is some player versus player stuff that you run into later on. And you can pick from 3 different races. There's the humans, the mutants who've been exposed to horrible toxic waste and they're, real toxic Avenger kind of dudes. And the biomechs and they're, cyborg type dudes.
Cool.
And later on, all 3 races get to fight each other for ultimate supremacy, all that thing. But when you're playing single player, you're basically going after scavengers who are basically driving around in dusters with guns mounted on them. There are plenty of thugs. There's a whole faction called the Thugs, and,
Nice.
and they're straight up gangster dog.
Now, this game does seem like it has a nice little sense of humor to it. Does that come through in any of the bad guys?
Here and there it does, yeah. So with the Thugs, like, some of them are named like West Side OG or, Kilo Rolla, stuff like that. It's kind of funny. So there's one series of missions where you're actually blowing up lowered SUVs to figure out why there's so much bass coming out of them. And it turns out they have like these bass sequencer chips in there that you have to recover for one of the quests. But a lot of the quests are really basic. It's like someone's always asking you, go kill 15 of this guy or go kill 20 of this guy. So we're here cashing in a quest here. I drove back over to this town, Dreamtime, and this is where all the Rasta type dudes hang out. They're always saying bow and getting irie, that
Nice.
sort of thing. So yeah, this will look familiar to anyone who's played other games of this type. You're running around getting quests. Like other games like this, there are instances which are basically like meant to be kind of big set pieces or just areas where you and a group go in and fight a bad guy privately. But a lot of the areas like that in this game look a lot like the areas that you're in normally, so they don't really achieve that kind of, setting you apart and doing something unique sort of thing that other games might do.
Gotcha. Carrie, you got some questions for us?
Sure. Actually, a great segue from that. Benjamin from Appleton, Wisconsin wants to know, what do you think is the most unique and original idea or concept that Auto Assault brings to the MMO community? So is there anything like particularly unique that you think it does? Or
It's probably the combat. Like adding that level of skill to the combat where you are trying to keep guys in front of you. Some of these faster cars will try to run away. That really does make it different because you want to keep guys in front of you, and that's definitely different. So the control right there is really a differentiating factor. But at the same time, like your car doesn't take damage from falls, so I can fall into this ravine and it's not that big of a deal.
Flip it right back over.
Yeah, it just automatically flips over. So like the driving physics are not like particularly well fleshed out. So you're not going to really play this and go like, oh, this is like an amazing driving game and I can shoot stuff.
What happens when you get stuck in the bottom?
There is a bounce command that I can use to kind of bounce myself out. And then in addition to that, there's no death penalty in the game because at any point you can call in like an airlift to lift you back to the most recent repair station you've been to. So, if you get stuck, which it's starting to look like
No, dude, you can totally make that.
I can totally make it
It's
out.
like that ESPN2 thing where it's the rock climbing.
Yeah. So you
competition.
can bounce every few seconds
Bounce,
here.
dude. Dude, just call it in.
Oh,
Just call-
all right.
call it
So
in,
we can
dog.
call in the INC here, and we can go to the nearest repair station.
Does that happen a lot?
This is the second time it's happened to me in about 35, 40 hours of
So
playing.
no,
So
then.
no, not too much.
I'm glad we got it on camera.
Yeah,
that's good.
exactly. But
Carrie,
it definitely
more
does happen.
questions?
Sure, a lot of people, like Michael Ringer from Toledo, Ohio, want to know what the monthly fee. Do you know what the monthly fee is?
It's pretty much standard for the genre. They have multiple pricing points set up depending on how willing you are to subscribe for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. So I believe it's the typical kind of 15, 14, 13 sort of thing.
And Thomas Tem wants to know, you mentioned there's not too much of the online. Would you still recommend it?
Well, I am still reviewing the game. I've really only played as the humans. I need to try the other races and stuff. But given the low player count that I've seen so far, and the fact that I've been playing most of it by myself anyway, I've only teamed up with players like twice, you have to wonder if maybe this game might have been a little better as a single-player experience. But like I said, some of the later stuff could blow up into something completely crazy. So we'll see how it pans out.
Carrie, one last question.
Orc Boy would like to know, what are the basic driving mechanics like, and how well are the physics? So can you talk about the physics a little bit more? Or?
Sure. You drive just like you would walk in World of Warcraft or a first-person shooter. It's WASD on the keyboard for forward, back, and turning. So you know, there's not a whole lot to do there. You just turn and bounce over stuff. And then, you know, as far as physics go, the cars are bouncy, but they don't always necessarily feel like they have a whole lot of weight to them. So the driving itself, like I said, not super satisfying on its own, but the combat is pretty good. You know, it basically, you know, you hold down the right mouse button and somewhere there's a machine rolling a bunch of dice to determine if your weapons are hitting or not. And that's really different than kind of your average game like this, and it's relatively cool. I've gotten pretty addicted to it. I know I kind of have a lot of criticisms of it, but at the same time, I keep finding myself being drawn back into it beyond just the time I'd be putting in reviewing it. So there's something here.
How customizable are your character and your car? Can you straight up be like Lord Humongous?
When you create your character, you have some basic things you can do as far as like hairstyle and colors and stuff like that. But your character himself, you don't really change that over the course of the game from the looks of things. You know, definitely as you level up, you become more skilled in certain aspects of the game, and your character, you know, becomes more resilient. But as far as appearance goes, the towns are really kind of barren. With, you know, the only thing to do is to just cash in quests and you know, hit the refinery to craft some stuff. The cars, no. This is one of the AI cars here that I'm just blasting. You know, I'm gonna wreck into them here. Your car itself, actually, you change cars throughout the game. One of the crafting skills actually allows you to make your own cars, but you know, you can also buy cars, or they'll drop off of certain enemies. So you do change cars over time, and they have, you know, more inventory slots, or, you know, different turret sizes.
Can you change the rims? I want to put some sweet Lorenzos.
You do change tires, but you don't necessarily change rims.
Okay.
You can put spoilers on if you find the appropriate equipment for that, but that doesn't really have any impact. And you know, since you're kind of looking at your car from the back all the time, and no one ever really gets up close to your car, you don't really have that sense of seeing someone and going, whoa, they're really powerful, because they have some kind of rare armor or rare weapon. When you outfit armor on the car, it doesn't look any different. So outside of seeing someone drive around in a tank and realizing that they need to be of a certain level to be able to be in that tank, there's not really an indication of power just by a car's visual appearance.
Gotcha. Is the crafting cool, or do you find yourself like pursuing like sheet metal so you can make stuff?
In theory, the crafting is cool. I haven't really done a whole lot of it yet. But you know, there are a lot of different disciplines. You can make your own cars, you can make your own armor and weapons. It revolves around finding broken stuff and repairing it. So you can actually, one of the skills is sort of like disenchanting stuff in World of Warcraft, where you basically break stuff and then you can fix it. And as you're fixing it, you are raising your crafting skill, and in addition to that, you can enhance it as you're rebuilding it to make it better. So that's kind of how that stuff works. But you get your materials by blowing up buildings. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of duct tape in this game.
That's cool.
Guys drop duct tape when you kill them.
Cool.
So, you know, I have like 400 pieces of duct tape.
What do you do with it?
You use it to build stuff.
Hold the world together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my weapons have overheated because I held the button down too much. And some of these guys actually will throw, you know, heat-creating grenades or fire or stuff at you. And so that's something you have to worry about as well.
Well, it definitely sounds like it has an MMO's worth of content. We're kind of getting caught up in it. Do you know when you'll feel like you'll have sifted through enough of it to do a review? Or
it should be sometime next week.
Really, next week?
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Jeff.
No problem.
You can stay in that seat. We're going to keep you around to the end of the show.
Okay.
Right now, though, we're going to toss it on over to Carrie and Greg Mueller, who have been standing by so patiently with The Legend of Staffy 4. Did I say that right?
Yeah, actually, it's a great long name in Japanese, but we call it The Legend of Staffy, even though it's never actually come over here. And Greg, you want to just start going? What is it exactly? I mean, we see it's a DS game, but what is it?
Well, it's basically a cutesy kind of kid-style platformer, kind of along the lines of Super Mario World or something like that. This is actually the fourth one. It's the first one on the DS. As Jeff mentioned earlier, the first three were on the GBA. Fairly popular series from what I gather. But basically what you see here is one of the hubs. This is apparently the Pink Tree Hub. And you play as Staffy, who is the prince of this kingdom, Kelp Kingdom or something, I don't know.
Right.
And you go on this adventure, and this is one of the hubs, and you can go and talk to these guys.
So what are those? Are people that you're interacting with?
Yeah, there's people.
Is it like a
you
seagull
can talk
or
to the
something,
tree. That's a worm on a hook.
No, the below.
Oh, below.
Is it seagull with
Yeah,
lipstick?
I don't even know what half
This is
these
my
creatures
favorite
are.
thing about import games is like being
Yeah.
like, all right, it's a seagull with lipstick. Go to that level.
Yeah, so you can go talk to this guy, and he'll tell you to get something, and then that initiates a level where you can jump into the level, play through it, get the item, and then you're rewarded with these costumes. So
This is so awesome.
this is a
You're like a
lobster.
krill or
Oh, lobster.
Or
no,
yeah,
it's
shrimp.
prawn. It's a shrimp.
Yeah. So you got that.
This is great.
You know, there's a whole bunch of them to choose from. This one is, well, let's see.
What's
So
in the
there's-
game?
Yeah, what is in the game?
Alright.
So it's like you said there's some like mini games and stuff, and there's
Yeah,
like
there are
regular-
some mini games where you throw roses at a lobster thing. You know,
So there's like tide pools or whatever in the water right now, and you're
basically, yeah,
navigating
like
around
the
them. What
levels
is the movement?
aren't.
Like, what are you doing?
Well, you can spin around. That's your main attack. But you see, if you spin too much, you get dazed and you can't move, and you know, Staffy gets dizzy.
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. You can swim fast by holding down the button. And then the land controls are actually a little bit different. I'll see if I can find a land portion. You're not just limited to staying under the water in this game either. You can actually go on land, and there's a lot of different places to explore. And apparently I just transformed into something else.
Like seahorse or something.
Yeah.
So, how? Some people are asking how difficult it is. Is it difficult?
It's actually quite easy. You see that bar on the bottom? That's my health bar, and I've never really had it much lower than it is right now. And then later on, you find this mermaid girl in a clamshell who comes out and heals you. So it's not very difficult. I haven't died yet, so you know, I don't know if it gets much more difficult towards the end. This is, you know, probably only about the 4th level that I've actually played so far.
Very, very cool. And is this most of the gameplay are these elements where you're going through the levels and stuff?
Yeah, and then there's little puzzles like this where you hit the switch to turn off the bubbles, and then you can go talk to the lady. She'll heal you up.
So Devin from Doylestown, Pennsylvania wants to know, how does it take advantage of the DS? Have you found any touchscreen stuff in there yet?
Actually, it doesn't really force the touchscreen stuff too much. You can use it at the menu screens if you want, but you know, you don't have to. I'm just using the D-pad and the 2 buttons this whole time, so the controls are actually very simple and very easy to pick up.
I just had a question. What would you say is like the game it's most like? Is it like, have you played Super Princess Peach or?
I haven't actually played Super Princess Peach.
But it doesn't feel that much like Mario at all, right? Because it's not as complicated, so it's a little bit easier than that, right?
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely easier, but it's the same kind of idea where you're going around getting power-ups and, you know, doing just your basic platforming type of stuff.
So John Henderson from Brampton, Ontario wants to know, he loves platforming games, so I'm wondering, must I know Japanese to play through it, or can you play through without knowing a single word Japanese? How's that treating you right now?
Actually, I found it pretty easy to actually get into it. You won't get a lot of the story. There is a lot of text in the game that presumably explains the story, but you know, you can get in and figure it out pretty quickly. It's not that difficult.
Now, Jeff, you actually mentioned this game on a recent edition of the Hotspot.
Yeah.
Someone wanted to know what kind of games they could get for I believe, a wife or a girlfriend. Is this? Are you seeing now? Is this what the other 3 games are like? Or?
Yeah, roughly. The series. It always kind of reminded me of the Kirby games, and maybe that's just a visual thing where the characters are very kind of cutesy, like a mixture between like the Wario games for GBA and Game Boy Color. Where it's really kind of just simple, get in there platform mechanics that are still exciting, and this is basically what the previous games looked like.
I really just wanted to plug the Hotspot, our weekly podcast that comes up every Tuesday, and everyone should be listening to it.
Dude,
I'm sorry. Back to you guys, Carrie and Greg. Sorry.
Should.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are saying it looks super easy. You say it is pretty easy and stuff like that.
It's definitely pretty easy. I mean,
a lot of switches.
Yeah, I mean, I just jumped into this level and pretty much beat it just now. So.
Are there any other modes in here, like multiplayer or anything like that?
Not that I've found, but I didn't really look into that. So there could be, for all I know.
And so I guess if precedent is any indicator, this is not going to come out to the U.S. So if you've been watching the stream right now and are totally blown away by The Legend of Staffy, you're going to have to import. And you can watch our Know Your Import speech this weekend to figure out how to do that.
We're just hooking you up with this, aren't
no,
we?
you just plug the hotspot. So
No, you can listen to the hotspot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so thank you very much for bringing us by.
Sure.
Next up, we have a little bit of a clip of Will Savage.
What?
We had a contest. Yes, Will Savage, I know. We had a contest, E3 Undercover contest for our paid subscribers to send in a video blog showing, their love or how they wanted to see E3. And so our very own Tim Tracy put together a little compilation of some of the submissions that we got. But after you watch, just stick around for the site tomorrow, because tomorrow we're actually going to put the 5 finalists, which I don't think we've chosen yet, have we? Or no?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, so the 5 finalists are going to go up on the site tomorrow, and you guys get to vote for who is the person that wins and goes to E3. So check out this little bit.
Read Your Mind here, standing outside front of Full Sail Real World Education. We're here at the Game Design and Development Final Projects. You can see I'm sporting the latest in hair trends. It's called the Gerstmann.
Hi there. My name is Will Savage.
We've got the savagest deals in town.
All right. What? Used car salesman? Savagest deals in town?
That's no problem for Will Savage. Will Savage has got it down.
And to let you know what I am most excited about seeing at this year's E3.
You taking pre-orders for Barbie Source Adventure 2 for the Xbox 360? Yeah, the 360.
Hey guys, I'm Eric from Maryland, 21 years old. Been a GameSpot Complete member since 2002. But I'd love to go to E3. I'd love to see you guys again. I'd love to actually film while I'm there. But looking forward to E3 this year.
Oh! No! Brother! No!
Don't want to see, I don't want to see the Mario game. I don't know how it's going to work, but...
My name is Jeremy Yerby, and I'm from Trussville, Alabama.
What's the status on the Pretty Pony project?
Everything is going according to plan, sir.
Nobody can find out about this. If anybody finds out, we must stop everything.
The plan is secure, sir. Nothing will go wrong.
And the world is ours.
What is that plan?
What is going on here?
What is going on?
That guy, maybe we shouldn't bring that guy
No, we totally should.
Oh my God.
I love
Yeah.
the internets, man.
All of those were all great. They're all winners.
Everyone's a winner, and tomorrow I'll come back on the site. We'll see the 5 finalists, and you can vote to see who's coming to E3. Man, we have a face to the name of Will Savage.
Will Savage.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
All that and more.
He's no longer just an awesome name with only one L.
He's still an awesome name.
He's still Savage.
Completely.
Yes. All right, now we're at my favorite part of the show where we give away some loot. Last week...
Mad loot.
Mad loot.
Right.
Mad real. Carrie, last week you helped us come up with a tricky, artsy question.
Yeah.
So could you please reread what that question was, and then just as an added bonus, actually tell us who the winners are.
Sure. So the question last week was, what is chiaroscuro?
What was it? And the prize, too.
And the prize was a book for the I Am 8-Bit book. We gave away 3 of them. So the answer was A, a bold contrast between light and dark, which you may see in Caravaggio's paintings. And
nice. Who? What?
Yeah. Anyway, the winners are Randy Sturson of Minnesota.
What?
There's no vowels.
It's a string of consonants.
Whatever. Sean Patrick of California.
Who? What?
And what the hell?
Dan
Niati of Minnesota.
Rich, you just picked the winners based on who would be tough to save for Carrie, didn't you?
Yep. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
No, actually, those are the first 3 people.
You guys are awesome.
Those are the first 3 people.
Minnesota representing hard and deep.
Yes.
For this one.
They like their art out there. They know their chiaroscuro.
It's not all Great Mall out there.
And if you go back and watch last week's show, actually, I think I spelled it wrong in the trivia, so sorry. The answer was B. Answer was B. This week, we're giving away 3 copies of Dreamfall: The Longest Journey.
Cool.
Very cool. And we have a trivia question and everything.
Yeah, which version are we giving away?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're giving away 3 copies of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific then.
Hopefully you have an Xbox or a PC when you enter, because you're going to get one of those.
Yeah.
All right, but the question involves actually 2000's The Longest Journey.
The original game.
The original game.
Sure.
All right, so if you know the original game, you haven't bought the sequel yet, and you're really into it, this is our way of helping you out. Here is your trivia question. In The Longest Journey, what was the city, like the real world part of it? What was the name of the real world part of the city it takes place in? Was it A, Newport, B, New London, C, New Hampshire, or D, Mega City 1?
Beats me. Dude.
You don't get to guess right now, Jeff.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. I could guess, but
we normally give you a couple you can throw out just to help out everyone.
Oh, you're still
not here though.
Not here though. It is. Yeah, it's definitely Judge Dredd was definitely in The Longest Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But
and you're grimacing while you do it.
What's going on? Are you finishing that right there? What's going on?
What are you doing?
I must have potion.
Self-hatred in bottle form.
So
that's what
terrible.
that is.
It's like drinking lotion or something.
Carrie and Ryan, do you guys have any final thoughts you care to share with everyone? Or,
no, this was a great show. Will Savage rules. I'm looking forward to see who those winners are, who our finalists are going to be for the E3 contest. So
great. Well,
cool.
thank you both for coming by.
Hey, thanks for having us.
We'd also like to thank. We'd also like to thank Greg and Greg for coming by. Cool games.
Yeah, the Gregs. They're awesome.
The Gregs are good guys. And Jeff, good job with the auto assault.
Anytime.
We're gonna let you go back to crafting your tanker that'll carry the oil to the
I
promised
have to bring
paradise.
the oil back to the across the town.
I'll drive that tanker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want it out of here? You'll follow me. All right. That's
if it had that,
yeah.
10.
10
does not have that.
Nice. We'd like to thank all of you for watching. Stick around. We're all going to go hop in the chat room right now and talk to our paid subscribers. But until then, we will catch you next week right here on The Spot.
All right, so there you have it. The taste test, resounding success in that I got them all to drink it. Not such success in terms of a beverage that you would actually want to drink. So, pretty bottle that you might want to have sitting next to your monitor in your cubicle or something, but definitely don't buy it to drink it. All right, back to other future past me. Back to you, dude. Here we go. Oh, Christ, that's terrible. It's like nutmeg and death.